Welcome to episode 29 of Bottoms Up with Colchester United, and in today's episode we play the last two league games of the season and see where we can finish in the Championship. So this is the state of affairs as we are at the moment. The last time you was with us was for the FA Cup game against Arsenal, which we lost 1-0, and then we got absolutely battered by Bournemouth away from home, 4-1 to Bournemouth. After that, I decided to make a few changes to the team after that. So we brought in Kyle Brown instead of Phil Burden. And I thought Phil Burden's leaving, so might as well give Kyle Brown a bit of an opportunity. He's one of their youngsters. We've not really seen a great deal of him, so let's give him a chance. So we brought him in, as you see, got a goal. Josh Smith also getting a goal from the subs bench. 2-0 win against West Brom. Then we played Plymouth, 3-0 win in that game. Bellingham and Smith getting on the score sheet as well. Then we played Norwich and lost 3-1. On the plus side, Manuel Pisano did score a goal. Then we drew 2-2 with Cardiff and Callum Neuenhoff getting on the score sheet in that one. Then a 4-2 win against Coventry with goals from Aaron Collins, well, 2 goals from Aaron Collins, Manuel Pisano again and Ivan Vasic. And then in a 4-1 win against Hull with goals from Akeem Thomas, Brooklyn Foncaio, who picked up an injury, and Jobe Bellingham. So as things stand in the Championship right now, let's just head on over there. We are 9th in the table. We're 10 points outside of the playoffs, so we can't qualify for there. We're a long way, 32 points away from the relegation zone, so we're not getting relegated. We could technically finish 7th, but that's going to take some asking. It's going to require Luton and West Brom to lose both their last games of the season and for us to win both of ours in order to climb up. And we're not really going to finish any lower than like 13th, 14th type of thing. So it's really a meh type of end to the season, bit of a damp squib really. But we are also celebrating the fact that we are guaranteed to be in the Championship next season. So we've got Middlesbrough away from home in the first game and Derby in the second game. We're getting to the first game straight away, and then before we play against Derby, or maybe at the end of the video, I'll go through some of my thought process of players that are staying and leaving for next season. So please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, all that sort of stuff while I read you out the team. Adamu in goal, Pearce left back, Hudson right back, Brown and Sarr in the middle, Calum, Vasic and Bellingham in midfield, with Collins and Hedges out wide and Akeem Thomas up front. We have got Foncaio out injured. He might be available for the final game of the season. Not sure I'm going to risk him even if he is. We'll see how things go. But yeah, let's get into the game against Middlesbrough. They're 13th in the table at the moment. Don't know if Michael Carrick's still managing them like he is in real life. But yeah, it'd be nice if we could pick up a couple of wins in this last episode of the season and just take that momentum into next season. I always find that if you... I thought we was going to get a goal there. I always find if you can finish on a high at the end of the season, there's more of a chance you're going to start in good form the next season. And the opposite effect if you finish badly. Their keeper comes out and claims it. Nice command of his area. We're the only team to have had a shot on target so far after 25 minutes. And yeah, I've been looking, like I said, I've been looking at where we can improve this team going forward. And I think defensively, I don't think we're actually too bad. I think we do need a couple of improvements. Tom Pearce's contract runs out at the end of this season. I've been ready to let him go, but I might offer him a new contract. He's actually had a good season, 12 assists and a couple of goals this season from left back. But I think it's really going to be a case of, in the transfer window, we see what is available to bring in, whether it's a permanent recruit or a loan signing, whatever it may be. And we bring in improvements. You know, if they're not an improvement, then there's no point bringing them in. We don't need... we've given away a penalty. I mean, it doesn't really matter. But I must admit, some of the penalties you give away on FM this year, they don't look like penalties in the slightest. But Middlesbrough scored, they're 1-0 up. There goes my ambition to end on a high. We have managed to get the committed spending on our wage budget back under what it needs to be, because we set a load of players and like current squad players and youth players and things like that for release. So that has helped out. We've also had the email come through where the Premier League clubs release their youngsters. Not a great turnout, I've got to admit. Maybe that's a sign of us getting better, the fact that them players are now, season after season, they seem to be getting worse and worse. Which I haven't actually made a substitution. I've been so busy sitting here whittering, I've not actually made any substitutions. Which goes to show just how little I really value these games at the moment, because I don't think I'd be making that mistake if this was a crucial game for us. Here's Hudson, loses the ball. Are they going to counter-attack? No, we mop up. That's the end of the highlight. There's no point making a substitution now, let's be honest, unless we pick up an injury. Here's Ryan Hedges, puts the ball in the box. Akeem Thomas has scored. There you go, folks. Maybe that's the answer to a comeback. Don't change anything. 1-1. Akeem Thomas gets his goal. Oh. And we get a draw away in front of nearly 27,000 people at the Riverside Stadium against Middlesbrough. That is not a bad result, to be fair. I mean, they're 13th in the table, so ideally we'd like to win, but we're still in ninth. We haven't dropped down anywhere. And then we've got a week off before we play Derby County. And yeah, I'll take it to the squad now, show you what I mean. So I've already filtered the players by squad status. There's only 8 players, if you include Phil Burden, that's going to be leaving the club in the summer. And out of those, Ollie Wright will definitely leave. Sam Smith will definitely leave. Frankie Edwards will definitely leave. And Phil Burden will definitely leave. And Kai Martin, I'm most likely I'm going to get rid of. He's only 2 stars with 3-star potential. I'm undecided about Manuel Pisano because, okay, he's only got 4 goals this season, but he has only made 7 starts, to be fair to him. I'm undecided about Billy G because he's got a nice bit of potential about him still, and he's very versatile. He's a really useful squad player to have around. And like I said, I'm not decided fully on Tom Pearce yet anyway. But out of the 8 players that leave, Tom Pearce is the only person that's actually in our starting 11. The rest of our starting 11, if we look at it as we were for this last match, the rest of our starting 11 we're already going to be keeping anyway. I think we do need to improve the box-to-box midfield role, because even if we don't have Vasic in there, so we put Mingy in there, that only takes us up to 2.5 stars. Bailey Hobson could kind of do it, but it's not a great role for him. So, the same with Albie Morgan. So yeah, we'll look at that in more detail in Monday's episode for the transfer special. In the meantime, I'm going to play through till the next game, and I'll see you for the game against Derby. So we've had our youth intake come through as well. I was going to show you a screenshot of it, but basically it was an average intake. These are the pick of the players. Nothing overly special there. We have a right back in Isaac Al-Hassan. Yeah, he's got 2 to 3.5 star potential. Jess Wadkins, a central midfielder, 2 to 3.5 star potential as well. Nothing to get too excited about, but that's what it is. Let's get into today's game then, and this will be the final game of the season. If we look at our midfield, I'm starting to think there's a problem with Enrique Sarr, because he had these dotted lines with Phil Burden. Now he's got it with Kyle Brown as well. So we've got Adama in goal, Pearce left back, Hudson right back, Brown and Sarr in the middle, Kalen, Vasic and Bellingham in midfield, Collins and Hedges out wide, Thomas up top. No changes basically from the team that played against Middlesbrough. And yeah, like I said, we're at home now, so we'd like to finish the season on a high against a team that's lower down than us in the league. We've sold the ground out again. We've been selling the ground out very frequently towards the end of this season. And again, against Derby, 10,105. I don't know if that's a geographical thing, maybe because Derby is relatively close to Colchester. I mean, it's closer than a team in Manchester, put it that way. So Derby have the ball in the midfield, certainly starting off as their highlight. Spencer's on the right-hand side. Oh, we almost won the ball back there. They're through and they've hit the post. Really do want to win. Don't want to go out with a whimper here. We want to actually get a win. You know, let's not end the season limp and lame and terrible, basically. But at the moment, we've not even had a shot off target, let alone on target. And we've just had one now off target in nearly the 40th minute of the game. To be fair, Derby haven't created a great deal either. And 2 minutes of injury time comes to a conclusion. Let's put on a worthy display. Second half. We'll wait until about the hour mark and I think we might just switch to attacking. It's not something the board particularly want us to do, but I saw how well it worked with Aveley in the Road to Glory save. And let's just see how we get on in the last half an hour. Maybe we can fashion a chance or two. Almost had the highlight, but it's gone back with Derby. And surely that's not Solly March. And Seaside has a ball on the left-hand side. They put it through and Alfie Barlow scores. It's 1-0 to Derby. Said before, I'm not really that bothered about the results, but that being said, I'd like not to lose. Right, Pisano can come on for Thomas because he's had a terrible game. And let's get going. They've had a player go off injured. And I think we make our final few substitutions now. So Ed Turns can come on for Hudson, he's on a yellow card. Briggs can come on for Calum. And Hobson, no, we're not going to bring him on. Bring on Josh Smith for Ryan Hedges. Josh Smith's another one that I don't know if maybe we should try and drum up some interest in him to see if we can get him sold, because he doesn't really nail down a first team place, but he's a really good squad player actually. And we've got a few players like that I really like as a squad player. Oh, we scored. Manuel Pisano with his 5th goal of the season. He's telling me to keep him. He's saying, look, boss, I can be a backup to Akeem. Not often you see him score many goals with his head, or you don't see him score many goals full stop, but 8 minutes of added on time. It's the last game of the season, we've just blown the whistle. A 1-1 draw means we'd be unbeaten, but please don't score here. Well done, Tom Pearce. Gives it to Brown, to Mingy. Oh, and then Mingy goes and loses it. Oh, and they've wasted a golden opportunity to take the lead and get a winner. And that's it, it's full time. 2 1-1 draws to end the episode, or to end the season rather. We finish 9th in the table. I mean, that's a really solid finish. It's not only top half, it's top 10. Only a couple of places outside the playoffs. And I think next season we have absolutely got to be aiming for the playoff places. And that's really all she wrote. I don't think there's really anything else I need to show you ahead of the transfer special on Monday. And we'll call it a day there. I was waiting to see if anything was going to come up about budgets, but it hasn't. We'll do that in Monday's episode. Thank you very much for watching, folks. Please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Have an amazing weekend. Really enjoy the weekend, especially if it's the only 2 days you get off work. And I'll see you again on Monday for episode 30, a transfer special. Thank you. Bye.